Yeah, it is James Charles week. Oh my gosh, which low key, kind of like thankfully, do you know what I mean? Because recently, if you guys have been watching my videos, I've been kind of apologetic that like, oh my gosh, I've been talking about Brianna Olsen so much, but I just feel like there is so much going on with Brianna Olsen that like low key, I'm invested, y'all. I'm kind of obsessed. I'm over here like, oh my gosh, this is just getting messier and messier. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh my god, there's so many different Brianna Olsen videos. So I'm like, I know I need to tone it down. Well, now we're talking about James Charles a couple different times because if you guys did not see my other video, I'll leave it linked somewhere on this video. James Charles was called out by a beauty brand, which low-key, check out that video, okay? I'm curious to know your guys' thoughts and opinions on. Well, within today's video, we're going to be talking about this influencer, Spencewuah, who is getting called out for collaborating, hanging out with, like, y'all, I don't know which term to use when a whole bunch of influencers get together and kind of like do a collaboration, because I'm like, y'all, you guys are gonna see this guy Spencer's story, which by the way, I think his name's Spencer Hunt, at least that's what it says on his TikTok, but he does go by Spencewuah, okay? He's actually very, very popular. I want to say he has like 18 million followers. People are calling him out for this collaboration, I guess, saying that he collaborated with James Charles, which I gotta say this from the jump, y'all. Okay, this guy Carter is the one who actually orchestrated this thing, to which basically what he was doing is kind of, well, from the understanding that I got, I obviously haven't seen it because, well, actually at the time of me filming it, I don't even think it's out. Like just the trailer's out as of right now. Basically that the vibes that I'm getting from it is kind of like Joey Graceffa's Escape the Night, to where he's having like a haunted house that's, you know, supposed to be like Halloween theme, and he has all these influencers there, and it's just, you know, kind of like a Halloween thing, you know. Well, I guess this guy Carter invited James Charles, obviously, because when you're doing these type of collaborations, obviously you want popular people there because obviously you're going to get more views. Well, a lot of people were calling out, and I do mean a lot, okay? Like, y'all, thousands, and maybe even 100,000s, y'all, because the reason why I say that is because I saw this guy's video, and that's the whole reason why I'm making this video, is this guy made a video calling out Spencewuah, saying that he was disappointed in him, and y'all, it had like close to 100,000 likes on it, so I was like, oh, damn, like a lot of people are obviously really pressed that he was in a video with James Charles. In my opinion, okay, this is just my opinion, I think the reason why Spencer was getting called out for this is because Spencer is very opinionated. He speaks out about a lot of political issues, a lot of worldly issues. Like he speaks out about a lot of things. He uses his platform obviously to speak out about his opinions and his beliefs, and you know, and things like that. So everyone's kind of like, wait, like you speak out about all these things, but then here you are hanging out with James Charles. Here's my thing, y'all, about this is, this guy Carter orchestrated it, okay? So really, if you're having a big group of influencers there, it's kind of like, picture like you guys are like going to a party or whatever, and there's a person there who is, I don't know, notorious or whatever, and you're like, oh shit, I'm in a picture, in a group picture of everyone there. People are going to associate you together. That doesn't mean that you're best friends with this person. That doesn't even mean that you knew this person was going to be there. You know what I'm saying? So low-key, sometimes if I'm keeping it real with you guys, like it's little things like this that I'm like, oh my god, I roll my eyes at, of how this guy Spencer is getting called out for this when it was Carter's video. But then also on top of that too, I gotta keep it really real with you guys. It's so crazy to me how people on the internet even call out other people for even being associated with James Charles or being at the same party as him or being in the same picture with him or anything like that, because I'm like, literally across his platforms, he has over 100 million followers, okay? So this is where I sit here and say, like, all these people complaining, why don't y'all rally up and go to James Charles' comments? Like, to me, it just never really made sense for other people, you know, to be in affiliation with, or like I said, like in this, you know, specific instance, for this guy Spencer to be at this guy Carter's collaboration and he's getting called out. It's like, oh my gosh, y'all, like, why is he getting called out for this? He obviously showed up there because he's friends with Carter, or maybe not even necessarily friends. He was just looking for, you know, a opportunity to collaborate with other influencers, and obviously didn't have the list of people. But then at the end of the day, though, what I'm getting at here is James Charles has over 100 million followers, so clearly he's not canceled. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is where I say, I'm like, y'all, people need to start rallying up in James Charles comments and stop attacking these other people who literally just, oh, we're at the same party, like we're at the same event, we're in the same picture, like, oh, we have friends of friends, you know, we have mutual friends, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, low-key, I get a little pressed about this, and if you guys don't recall, the reason why I get pressed about it, okay, is because I just have to say, like, low-key, people are just so damn biased too, because when I did a review of this painted product right here, this is the Create Paint in yellow specifically, I absolutely hated it. I thought it was horrible. And y'all, people were loving me in the comments, okay, that everyone wanted me to do a review of his eyeshadow palette. So as soon as I got his eyeshadow palette, I did a review of it. And y'all, I loved it. I thought it was a great palette. I thought it was really good. I love the concept, like the color payoff. Like, I really love the palette. It was a great palette. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, all of a sudden people were up in my comments talking about, oh my gosh, you condone James Charles, you support James Charles, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my god, y'all are talking shit to me when one, you guys asked me to do a review of it. Two, I'm like, how does this mean that I condone anything? Like, I'm doing a review of the product over here, which, by the way, okay, this man has over 100 million followers. Like, he's going to get the sales regardless. At the time when I did the review, y'all, I had like 102,000 followers on my channel. I'm like, what is, my channel is so microscopic compared to his following count. You know what I mean? So I'm like, why are people coming at me sideways? And I almost feel the same way when it comes down to Spencer. I'm like, why are people going hard on him when it's just like, y'all, he just so happened to be at the same little, you know, collaboration, the filming as James Charles. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's just, it's a bit much. And this is where I say to people, I'm like, oh my god, stop attacking these other people who literally have like no type of association with him. You know what I'm saying? When you should be up in his comments, okay? Like, if you want to start a rally in his comments, start it in his comments. Like, low-key, I don't quite understand this. Which, by the way, I do have to say this too, okay? Obviously, he's not canceled. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna keep it so real with you guys. People are gonna go on, and I know this is gonna be never ending. I swear, I'm gonna be up on this channel when I'm 60 years old, and James Charles is gonna be 50 years old. And y'all, people are still gonna be talking trash about James Charles, but then he's still gonna be sitting over there in his, you know, $10 million house, driving his freaking Maybach, and it's like, clearly he's not canceled. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I just feel like at some point, maybe people should just let it go, because obviously it's not working, and it's just kind of like, oh my gosh, everyone's trying to cancel everybody else in between, and it's like, okay, clearly you're trying to cancel this person for not canceling this person who's not canceled because he has over 100 million followers. It just doesn't make sense in my brain. Hopefully you guys can understand what I'm getting at, because I'm like, oh my gosh, this just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so I do want to go to play this clip right here to where they were, you know, seen within the same TikTok together. I do have to mute it because it does have copywritten music over it, but you guys are going to see that obviously he was, you know, within the same TikTok. And also, too, I have to say this, another reason why he was called out is because he was dressed up like a nun, which, yo, I've dressed up as a nun before. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. Like, I was reading his comments, and a lot of people were pressed that he was dressed up as a nun, and I was like, I dressed up like the nun from The Nun, the movie The Nun, and I'm like, oh my god, I guess I should be canceled too, y'all. Like, I didn't know that was offensive. I'm so sorry. Like, honestly, I'm just so crazy. I'm Catholic. Like, y'all, I made my first communion and everything. Like, I didn't really think it was that big of a deal. Do you know what I'm saying? I was just kind of like, oh, okay, well, we have all these horror movies out there, and I'm dressing up like this horror movie character, which, by the way, y'all know, I swear, people should just start going out on Halloween with that Walmart t-shirt that says, this is my Halloween costume, because I swear someone's bound to get pressed about anything. But you guys are going to see within this video, he is the one dressed up like the nun. James Charles is dressed up like a mime. Check this out. There, y'all saw from right there, they were in affiliation, y'all. Which, I don't know, I just have to say within this, I could just imagine if I went to a, you know, party that someone invited me to, I just see how these things group together. Do you know what I mean? It's so crazy that the internet runs with this whole narrative of like, oh my god, you're besties just because you guys were seen in the same TikTok together, or the same picture together, or at the same event together. It's just kind of like, okay, y'all, like, sometimes you genuinely don't know who's at the damn party, okay? And y'all, I've been in pictures before with some people that I really don't like, okay? Like, let me not even go there. Anyways, y'all, by the way, nothing to a public figure. It's literally about family. Anyway, so I do want to go ahead and play his response, because I don't know, like, honestly, y'all, like, I'm kind of on his side with this one. I'm like, okay, y'all, obviously, like, one, it was Carter's event, so obviously Carter was the one that invited James Charles, but then also, too, I'm just kind of like, once again, James Charles is not canceled. So the fact that people are trying to cancel people for not canceling him, but then he's also not canceled. So it's just kind of like, okay, James Charles was called out for those, you know, things that he has done years ago. And clearly he is living, laughing, loving straight to the bank. Okay, like, this fool is so damn rich. He just bought like a freaking $300,000 Maybach SUV. So like, clearly, you know what I mean, this cancellation is not really working. So at some point, maybe just give it up, because clearly, like, he's thriving. You know what I'm saying? So why try to cancel so many people in the in-between? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I do want to go ahead and play his response right here. Check it out.
Yo, put the guns down. It appears as though Spencewuah is in the hot seat yet again. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I mean, take a look at my comments, babe. People are commenting like, why would you do a collab video with James Charles? We trusted you. First and foremost, okay? To say me and James Charles collabed is a stretch. I was asked to be in Carter Kench's haunted house video. I did it last year, so I was like, okay, I'll do it this year. He messaged me a time to show up, so I did. I genuinely had no idea who's gonna be there, and half the people that were there, I didn't even know. The only two people I knew were gonna be in Carter's video were Scott Kress and Stinky Asher. And the only reason I knew they were gonna be there is because I saw them 2 days prior at an event and we talked about it. So was James there? Yeah, he was, but I'm not the motherfucker who invited him. And I'm also not about to leave set just because James showed up. Carter put so much effort into that video. We had a camera crew, we had sound, we had lights, and that cost a fat penny. So I wasn't about to up and leave when James showed up. That'd be rude. Carter's my friend. He decided to invite James. What am I supposed to do? And if you watch the YouTube video, I don't even interact with James, like, at all. So James being there was not in my jurisdiction. Didn't know he was gonna be there. I was given a time to show up, so I did. And when he got there, I couldn't just get up and leave. Now for the hard hitter. A video was posted to the Full House intro. I was in it, and so was James. Did I know the motherfucker was in that video? No! I was pulled to the side, asked to pose and do something funny, so I did. And at the time, when I rewatched the video from the beginning, James wasn't in it. I guess he was pulled to the side after me. I didn't see him film for that video. So when that video was posted and everyone was like, why did you collab with James? Bitch, I didn't even know he was in the video until it was posted. And lastly, I also keep seeing comments of people being like, why would you wear a nun costume? That's so disrespectful. And I would sit here and say that I'm sorry, but I simply am not. Christianity and Catholicism have both persecuted trans, queer, gay people for centuries. So yeah, I wore a nun costume. In Carter's video, I didn't talk down on Catholicism. I didn't talk down on Christianity. And honestly, if you are genuinely offended that I wore a nun costume, there's nothing we can do now. It happened. I wore it. It's in the video. So, and if I'm being honest, I feel like everybody who's like, this is so disrespectful, I'm offended, is just looking for a reason to be offended. Because again, Christianity and Catholicism have both been used to oppress the LGBTQ+ community. So overall, I did not know James Charles was going to be in that YouTube video until he arrived to set. As for the Full House video, I didn't even know he was in it until the video was uploaded. I didn't have any jurisdiction over that. But yeah, I hope this explains everything.
I don't know, y'all. Honestly, I'm on his side with this one. I just really don't understand why so many people made such a big deal about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, oh my gosh, does that mean that they're besties? Does that mean that he condones everything that he does? It's like, obviously, at the end of the day, if you were going to say anything towards somebody, it should obviously be towards Carter. However, I do have to say this. I don't even think the guy Carter should get any hate for inviting him. And the reason for me saying that is because obviously James Charles is not canceled. Do you know what I mean? Like, he literally is thriving. And if I'm being so honest with you guys, I actually think that he's thriving way more now than he even did before his cancellation. I think that his platforms have grown way bigger. I mean, obviously they've grown way bigger, but then I do believe that his bank account has grown way bigger. So this is why sometimes I don't know. I just don't get behind this, like, oh, let's cancel this person and that person for hanging out with him. But then I'm like, he's not even canceled. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes those things just don't make sense. And I don't know, y'all. Anyways, I do want to go ahead and read some comments right here. Why is no one talking about the very obviously glowing red flag, which obviously was James Charles? Another one right here. The mime was not needed. Why is that James Charles there? I'm crying. Y'all, this one right here, 922 likes. Why is no one mentioning the fact that he's friends with a kid like her? I'm so sorry, y'all. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I should not be laughing at that, but y'all, I forgot about that one right there. That one literally made me cackle. Another person right here, so you invited that one, ... which obviously people were pressed about this. You know what I mean? Sometimes, I don't know, I guess I have a difference of opinion on this because I'm like, at the end of the day, like, he's clearly not canceled. Like, y'all, his net worth, I'm sure, has went up exponentially, okay? So I'm just kind of like, at this point, I just feel like, okay, let's just stop with it because what's the point? Like, he's literally never going to be canceled. He would have been canceled by now. Like, honestly, y'all, if cancellation was like, you know, really a thing when it comes down to him, I do believe people can be canceled, you know, obviously. But when it comes down to him, obviously it's not a thing because his numbers have grown big time, y'all. Like, damn, I think he's like almost at like 50 million followers on TikTok. So clearly there's a lot of people that still support him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Sometimes I just feel bad for other people who are somewhat associated with him are getting called out too, like this guy Spencer. I'm just kind of like, okay, like, y'all, clearly he didn't even know that he was going to be there. You know what I mean? Anyways, y'all, that is my opinion on the topic. Make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will cancel you guys. I will cancel you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.